Hello everybody, Bryan Alvarez here on Wrestling Observer Live. We are here every day, Monday through Friday, noon Pacific, 3 Eastern, Sundays, 3 Pacific, 6 Eastern, Saturday mornings with Jim Valley, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 Eastern, Sundays with Andrew Zarian. And it is Tuesday here on the show. You know what that means? We got a lot to talk about tonight. Lance is joining us here today. We got the Raw report, because of course this Saturday night is Saturday night's main event. We've got 5 matches announced for Saturday night's main event. We'll take you through all of that. Tonight, of course, is NXT. We've got 4 matches announced for that show, although one of them, we don't know what's going on with one of them because one of the individuals in a title match is hurt. And we're not sure who the replacement is going to be yet. We got Dynamite coming up tomorrow. They don't got a lot of time. They got a little over 2 weeks before their pay-per-view. And we have 1 match announced for that pay-per-view thus far. So I presume a lot of angles and matches will be made on Wednesday's show, but we'll get you the update on that. Plus, we got news on Keith Lee and Mia Yim. We've got AEW filing a lawsuit regarding a film recently. We got Lillian Garcia coming back very, very soon. We got some attendance notes for both Raw and Dynamite. And have you seen the live-action remake of Moana? No? No one else has either. We'll talk about that as well. So a lot to get into here today. If you want to text us, 425-780-7566. That is 425-780-7566. F4WOnline@gmail.com. I'm F4W Online, Threads, Instagram, and Cameo. I'm also at Bryan Alvarez, X and Blue Sky. It's a lot to get into here today. As noted, Lance is joining us after the break, so stick around. Back in a moment, Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. Jared, put old Granny on. Let's see what she's up to. Oh, man, she's doing something. Oh, Lord.
She's trying to plug in the box, Brian.
Granny can't connect. And so I call her on the phone, and she alerts us that she apparently knocked the box off her desk. Whatever's happening right there, that doesn't look good. She knocked down the camera now? What's going on?
She's got a hold of the camera, I think.
She's okay. Well, we've got the ceiling at least. There's the box. Hey, we got the box, Jared. Does it look like it's plugged in?
No.
It's definitely not on.
No.
Okay. That's her back, I believe. She appears to be doing something.
Apparently yoga.
That's her hair. Are we sure that's not Ric Flair? Now she's got to find the phone, too.
Think anyone's going to still subscribe after the show?
I hope we get a bunch of video signups. This is interesting.
Is it now?
Oh, man, we can almost see the front of the tie line to see if it's on. But we can't. We can only see the side of it, as well as a flashlight and dice. I don't know why there are dice there.
Well, you never know when you're going to play dice in the dark.
She's still doing something.
That's good radio, boss.
Show that again, what's she doing?
You know what's a good show is the Big VV show.
Is it?
Or reviewed Poet Armenia 2025.
She might be tying her shoe or something.
Ed and San Antonio show.
Granny is furiously doing something. It's possible that we should sabotage the box every week.
No!
So that she can, get up and down, like Roddy Piper once said. No, I know. I'm calling you. Phone. I'm calling you. Oh, my God. How are you?
I'm exhausted. Oh, I want to tell Vinny I watched his show today.
Thank you, Granny. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good.
Good. That sounded very sincere.
Stunning review. Well,
Anyway.
can we please make that into a commercial, Jared, for Vinny's show? Apple Podcast carries every podcast that we produce.
Oh, I want to tell Vinny I watched his show today.
Thank you, Granny. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good.
Good.
So check it out, f4wonline.com/Apple. Try your free trial today. What is happening here? Yes, Granny?
I don't care if it's show or what. My computer went out and I can't fix it.
Okay. Jared, can you fix Granny's computer?
But he tried to get a pin.
I am Steve.
Brian, what are you doing?
Now my child is sending me a voice message.
Steel chicken jockey.
All right, back here on the show, Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Lance Storm joining us here today. Filthy, I guess, will be calling in from Europe over the next couple of days, which is so international, this program. What's going on, Lance?
You're international every time I'm on.
I guess that's true. It doesn't really count. Canada's...
I'm in a different country, dude.
Yeah, it doesn't really count as international. Come on. All right, let's get into the news here today. So, Mia Yim and Keith Lee no longer together. Mia Yim confirmed their divorce on social media, and fans were debating if Yim and Lee were still a couple, and Yim posted, "We are not." When another fan claimed they were separated, Yim corrected them by writing "divorced." And the reason I bring this up is because everybody has been asking, what is going on with Keith Lee? Is he ever coming back to AEW? And are we ever going to get that match with Swerve? Well, all I can tell you is that, this has been discussed within the business, obviously with this news coming out as well. There's been a lot of talk about Keith Lee over the last couple of days. And I'm not saying like this 100%, okay? I'm not saying this 100% because I don't know. But from talking to people, the belief within the business is that Keith Lee is done. And we're not talking like, when he's done with AEW, if that ever happens, he'll go elsewhere. It is believed that he is likely just retired. So, won't get the return to AEW if that's the case. Obviously won't get that Swerve match. And I don't really know anything other than that, except that's kind of what everybody believes right now. So, that's the update on Keith Lee.
Hopefully, at least he's in reasonably decent health, even if he's unable to come back to wrestling.
Yes, very much hope so. AEW reportedly suing Ring Productions LLC, the production company behind the Queen of the Ring movie. According to Post Wrestling, they signed a sponsorship agreement with AEW in January 2025. AEW received $350,000. AEW alleges in the lawsuit that more than $105,000 in sponsorship fees is still pending. They actively promoted the Queen of the Ring movie, hosted sponsored matches across AEW programming, including cast members making ringside appearances, featuring the movie trailer arena events, and the promotion stars doing work on social media to promote the film. So this was the biographical drama centered around Mildred Burke and featured Naomi from WWE, Mickie James, Toni Storm, and Britt Baker. But AEW claiming they did not get paid everything they were promised for helping with sponsorship. We've got a lot going on tonight. NXT, everybody's favorite show, NXT. And it has been announced that Lillian Garcia is coming back to announce NXT tonight. That's cool. We've got 4 scheduled matches, although one is currently off. The scheduled North American title match was Zarya and Layla Diggs. This is I want to talk to you about this. I'll go over everything and then I'll ask a question. It's supposed to be Layla Diggs against Zarya, but Layla's injured. Zarya will face a replacement. We've got Vanity Project's Brad Baylor and Ricky Smokes against Sean Legacy and Dorian Van Dukes. We got Lola Vice and Kalani And Callie Armstrong, a triple threat, number one contender for the NXT Women's title. And we have Naraku against Tate Wilder. Guys, can you imagine? Can you imagine? Tate Wilder is wrestling evil. I can't. I can't believe my eyes. But that's happening tonight. I don't think it's going to go well for old Tate Wilder. Now, the story with Layla Diggs, I'll try and cut to the chase here.
Too late.
There used to be a lot of house shows. There used to be like 4 dates a week for these wrestlers, these WWE wrestlers. And then, AEW kicked off 2019. Then we had a pandemic. And, all of a sudden, no one's doing any house shows anymore. And the idea was, oh, man, it's going to be great. It's an easier schedule. There will be less injuries. They hyped up all of these great things. You can sign with AEW. If you're like back in the day, you could be a mid-card person. You'd get $100,000 a year, and you had to work 1 day a week. And it was like, everybody thought this was just so great. They hyped it up. And then, here we are 6 years later. And it's like, this is really not all it's cracked up to be. There's still seemingly exactly as many injuries. People are getting hurt all the time. And then, because there are fewer house shows, people go out and they do crazier things, and they're 1 show a week or 1 show a month. We got all these people that come up from developmental, and in the old days, they would get up to speed quick going on the road, but now there is no road. So they're exactly where they were when they left developmental. There's like a lot of negatives. So WWE decided, well, let's kind of ease into some more house shows. Let's do some more house shows. And so there's a tour here. There's a tour there. They're adding some more tours and everything. Everyone's kind of starting to get a little more work and everything like that, which, should be a good thing. But now, guess what happens? These people they're not used to working like this. So Rhea got hurt on a house show. This Layla Diggs got hurt on a house show. I can't remember off the top of my head, but like it seems every time there's a house show tour, this person got hurt, this person got hurt. It's all on house shows. So Lance, is it just going to take a while to like get everybody back up to speed, or what's happening here?
Well, I think a lot of it is the wrestling style has changed into a more dangerous style. People all have dives and higher risk moves. And if you're doing them regularly, like Edge and I, leading into SummerSlam, we had a huge house show loop. And we did basicer, if that's in fact a word, more basic and simpler versions. More basic and simpler versions of moves on the house shows than we did at the pay-per-view because we didn't want to risk injury. And I think now everybody has their trademark things, and the audience has been trained that that's what you pop on. So everybody always has to do those trademark things. And I think in NXT, it's a case of greener, less experienced talent are doing a lot more moves. It's not exactly the New Japan system of, okay, you're a young lion, use a Boston Crab and a drop kick. They're doing, round off backflips to the floor and cartwheel DDTs off the top rope when they're still green. And back in the day, not to be bitter old timer guy, but we were years in the business before we did anything dangerous or complicated. And I think that's an issue. And just the business now, the style is more physical, more high risk. Well,
the other thing, too, is when you mention you should have a match that you do for TV and for a pay-per-view, but on the house show, you should do a simpler match. I mean, we're also dealing with everyone who has come up in the last 6 years never worked a house show. So, if you are Sami Zayn, for example, I mean...
He's worked a house show or two.
Yeah, you probably understand, hey, we're doing a house show loop. I need to do that, what Lance just said. But I mean, if you're...
Also, too, I just want to add, video of all these house shows gets out and gets on YouTube and gets rated and gets criticized. Where back in the day, it's like, you did it on a house show. It's like, no one ever saw it or heard about it. So you would do house show stuff.
Yes.
But if you do basic Memphis 101 house show stuff now, it's going to be on YouTube, and somebody's going to call you lazy, and somebody's going to bury you, and someone's going to get upset because they don't like criticism on social media. It's the whole environment.
But my point was that anyone who's come up in the last 6 years, either been signed or called up to the main roster in the last 6 years, they don't remember those days of doing less on a house show. They never did a house show in their life, except maybe the Coconut Loop, where apparently people are getting hurt. Back in a moment with more Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. What was up with this week? Everyone thinking Monday was Tuesday.
Well, that was just
Everyone?
you, sir.
Yeah, well, I mean, when it happened, it was like I got all these people that were messaging me going, my God, I thought it was Tuesday too today. It was like something happened with like the moon or something, and it caused everybody to think that Monday was Tuesday. You know what I'm saying?
No.
It's like, God, am I losing it?
Yes.
Have you ever lost something and gave up all hope before finding it in an obvious place?
Yeah, my mind. I went to go make her the quesadilla, and I opened up the pantry, and there's no tortillas. I looked down on the ground, and there's the package that they used to be in, but there's no tortillas. So I call Hanale over, and she says, well, I didn't know how to close the bag.
Uh-oh.
So I put them all in a box of light bulbs. I said, why did you put them in a box with light bulbs? Swear to God, she goes, if that box is good enough for light bulbs, it's good enough for tortillas. And I said, no, that's not worse. I open the box, these tortillas are hard as a rock.
She is so your daughter.
Crumbling to dust.
It's insane.
God.
I lost my wallet at the Alamo Dome. The next day, I got a call from an usher that he found it. When I met up with him, everything was still in it. He refused to accept any money from me.
Wow.
Wow. I once lost my wallet in El Segundo.
Lantian says Big Dave's sanity.
Wow.
Well, I mean, he found it then. It's right there. It was never lost.
99% of the time, no matter where I park, I always know exactly where it is. But there's always that 1% of the time where is my car?
Dude.
And it's like in a bizarre place. Like, what was going on? All right, Granny, what do we got?
We need to buy you a machine that you speak into, and it converts your voice into text.
Oh, my God.
So you don't have to write it down anymore.
Absolutely not.
And then I think even better, we put that text into a text-to-voice app and have it read her.
Oh, my God.
Whatever. Stacy Keebler, her and Tori had a eggnog fight. Just a minute here.
Okay.
Lose my page.
Then he
I
looks
decided
completely depressed over there.
Take something from down below.
Mind your own business.
They're like,
Ray Kinsella builds a baseball field
Field
on
of
his
Dreams. Kevin Costner.
baseball.
James Earl Jones.
If you build it, they will come.
Iowa.
Oh, all right.
You didn't let me finish the question, Brian.
No, she's right.
Oh, she yells at me. Is that right? You had 3 MRIs yesterday, Lance?
I did.
For what?
I had my head, my neck, and my right knee MRI'd.
Jeez.
Had to lay in the machine for quite a while.
Why?
Why? Because that's how the machine
Well,
works.
I know that, but like your knee, your head?
Well, the head and neck are related. I
I
have positioning and movement issues with my head and neck.
I do hear that the head bone is connected to the neck bone.
Supposed to be.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, let's see you move your head.
No, I don't want to.
Is it really not move at all?
I can move it, but it causes discomfort, and
As far as it goes comfortably? How far does it go comfortably?
that starts getting uncomfortable. That gets uncomfortable.
So you can look right much easier than left.
Sure.
That's what it looked like on
And well, I think you've got the mirror image, actually.
No? Put your left hand up. Yeah. So looking towards me seems like your head goes further.
Well, I'm also sitting at an angle towards the camera, so I think you're misrepresenting a little bit.
Does one side go better than the
Great
other?
radio.
Does
Yes,
one side
one's-
move better than the other?
One side moves a little further than the other.
Okay, that's what I just said. Thank you, Dave. All right. Now, and then your knee?
Yeah, it's problematic.
Yeah. Probably something wrong with it.
Yeah, probably, 40 years of wrestling or something like that.
Brutal. Well, good luck, dude. Hopefully they can put you back together again.
Probably all my volleyball and basketball landing on a hardwood floor probably didn't help.
So it seems like it'd probably be easier to fix your knee than your head.
Who knows? Depends on what
Generally.
the issues are.
You can't really get a neck replacement, is my point.
I think the issue with my knees is I've had them scoped before, and they don't like to scope torn meniscus and so forth a second time,
Yeah.
because you're basically just pulling all the padding out, and you'll get bone on bone and arthritis, and then you got to replace them.
Yeah, Rhea Ripley apparently, I guess, tore her meniscus because she was talking about it, and I tore mine as a full tear. I had to do the MRI thing, and it was like, it sucks. She can't bend her knee yet. It took a long time to be able to bend my knee because I didn't get surgery because the guy did basically say, like, you can scope it, there's probably a little piece because, like, in normal life at this point it's been over a year. In normal life I have no issues whatsoever. I can go to the gym, I can squat, I can do everything. The only issue is if my knee is completely bent and then I extend it with weight on it, it gets stuck, and then I have to bend it to unstick it, which is fine. I mean, the only time I would ever do that is, in jiu-jitsu, and I can avoid doing it. But the point is, they basically said, like, don't scope it if you don't have to.
Yep.
Because once you start doing that, like, you're on your way to a knee replacement. And I didn't really want a knee replacement.
Yeah, my biggest issue is at work, the way I sit at the table, at the desk to call matches and so forth on headset. I sit forward because you got to push buttons to talk to the director and so forth. So my knee is bent as far as it can be with my feet underneath me in my chair. And then sitting like that for the 20 minutes, say, of the segment or more. When I go to stand up, my knee does not want to straighten, and I hobble for several minutes. Everybody's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I just need to walk it off for 10 or 15 minutes, and my knee will eventually straighten up."
Yeah, that sucks. Raw next week is the Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, Michigan. And at this point, 7,800 tickets out. So the last time they ran the building, which was a year ago. Think about this, everybody. I'm not saying that WWE, anyone who wants to say that WWE is cold, like, you're out of your mind, okay? It's not a cold product. But has it cooled off? Absolutely. 1 year ago, July 28, 2025, almost exactly a year, in the same building, they did 14,526. And here we are a year later, it's 7,853. So that is down significantly.
40-ish%.
Yeah. Now Raw, Raw Monday did very well, 12,215. So that was good, Dallas, Texas. But not trending great for the Raw show coming up next week. Now, there are other things that are looking very good. They had a house show. I forget which house show it was. But they did like 6,000 tickets for a house show, which is madness to do 6,000 tickets for a house show. I mean...
But were those tickets considerably cheaper than the TV tickets?
Well, they're cheaper than TV, but if you look at before WWE television and pay-per-view prices went through the roof, back when they were, like, within normal means. Still, a WWE show during a non-boom period, just like, WWE's just doing what they're doing. It's not a down period. It's not an up period. It's just an average period for WWE. Television tapings did about 6,000. That was like a solid television taping as if you drew 6,000. This is a house show doing those kind of numbers. So that's very impressive. But
well, if you're a fan out there, house shows are way more fun to attend.
Oh, yeah. Yes. If there's a WWE house show coming to your town, I strongly suggest you go to the house show because, you're going to get, you're going to get the entrances. People like their entrances or whatever. You're going to get just match. I doubt you'll even see a pretend angle, which they sometimes will do. And it's just a lot more fun. The wrestlers have more fun, too, because there's less, you got to be out of there in 2 minutes.
And they're only concerned with entertaining the people in the seats.
Yeah. So that you don't have to worry about the hard cam so much. Although you probably do as well. Dynamite is this week at the MGM Music Hall, Fenway, Boston. And they are at 27-26, which is a little bit below average for this year. The last time they were in the building, a little over a year ago, it was 31-81. They may hit that. They did... They're doing about 100 tickets a day, so they'll get close to that number. But we got Kenny Omega's AW World Title Celebration, which will assuredly be interrupted by whoever's going to challenge him for the title at the pay-per-view in just over 2 weeks. We need a title match. We got Willow, Maya World, and Hyen versus Mercedes, Megan Bayne, and Lana Cross. And we have Andrade versus Jake Doyle.
How you know?
Because it's written here.
Okay.
I am like, I don't know. That Dynamite show last week was not only like a great show, but it did a great number. And, of course, nowadays with, we got the new rating system and we got Max and nobody knows anything for real. I mean, based on the number that they did solely through this new rating system, I mean, it's likely this was maybe one of the most watched, in fact, it was one of the most watched episodes of Dynamite in history. And given we know nothing about Max, I mean, it is possible that it is one of the top 3 most watched shows that they've ever done. And realistically,
it should be.
Everyone should have known that going in because you did the pay-per-view main event, a world championship match, with a stipulation where everybody knew you were going to have a title change. You did that on free television on a show where there was no World Cup. So what is my point? My point is, knowing that you probably are going to have the one of the biggest numbers for sure of the year, why did we not advertise more for what came after the show? There was no announcement whatsoever of Hangman being on the show on Saturday, which I still am flabbergasted by. There was virtually nothing announced for the following week's show. In fact, I don't think they announced anything for the following week's show on that show. I believe all of these things have been advertised, except I guess Andrade and Jake Doyle, where if Andrade wins, he gets a shot at like the national title or something. It's
Gee, I wonder if he'll win.
I loved that AEW show. I think that as a general rule, AEW has been significantly better booked than WWE this year. But I am constantly irritated at things like this. It just drives me crazy. I mean, and the reason for that is they should be doing significantly better than they're doing right now. I mean, yes, the ratings have improved, but I mean, we're not significantly selling more tickets for television tapings. In fact, some of these television tapings are just the numbers are miserable. I mean, the pay-per-views, there is so much potential here. And it just feels like every now and then they'll take 2 steps forward, and then it's like he can't help himself. I got to take 1 step back. I got to advertise Hangman, 18 hours before he debuts on a Collision show on literally the worst night of the year. It drives me nuts. But anyway, they're doing better than Moana. Back in a moment, Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. Well, we reviewed SmackDown yesterday, Tom, and you don't even get SmackDown. You're very, you know how you are.
Fine. Whatever. I don't care. Whatever.
That's your impression of me?
Yeah, that's my impression of you.
Wow.
So what are we, at least, I hope you at least watch a SmackDown main event.
I watched the entire show.
Okay, because there's a lot of people that still like your review, Tom.
I went on the board, and I saw like 2 people.
Yeah, do you go on Twitter?
Yeah, I do go on Twitter,
You read my emails?
I do go on
the
Twitter.
Text messages? I mean...
Do you go on Twitter? Because if you do,
unfortunately, yes.
You would have seen one of the greatest moments in world history.
In world history, really.
World history. Frank Tate walked away the victor of the fight, but he walked away an even bigger winner when it comes to life. This man completed what I would say is the best high five, the best dap up in the history of the galaxy. This man had his dog. And when I say dog,
barely a dog.
I mean D-O-G and D-A-W-G. This was a dog, baby. The dog was so proud. You can see just the elation in that dog's face. He threw that paw up. He let it hang for a few moments, and then he brought it down for the dap.
Tom's not even doing this justice. Everyone has seen a dog, like you put your hand out and the dog like puts his paw up to shake hands. This freaking dog goes, ah, hoppa! Like, what? That was more than a high five. I don't even know what you would even term that. He dunked. He dunked that man.
30 million views on this clip. And that is about 1/10 of what it should have. So if you haven't seen it, you deserve it. Treat yourself. Go to my Twitter. Watch Frank Tate high five his dog.
No, he did not high five his dog.
The dog high fived
his dog high fived him. Yes. He just wanted like a, just boom. And this dog was like, no way, brother. You knock that man out. I'm going to give you a big time dunking high five from way up high. You go high five, up high, down low, too slow. This was an up high. Guy should have pulled his hand away.
It's the best thing you've ever seen.
Man, too slow, Joe. Yeah, it was pretty good. Not going to lie. I liked it. Back in the show, Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Lance is joining us here today. We're going to get into Raw here in a second. But as noted, live-action Moana film, a flop. $43 million. Domestic, $52 million international. Against a budget of $250 million, not including marketing.
Not including marketing?
Yeah.
Wow.
They projected a $60 million to $65 million domestic debut and $140 million globally. So yeah, they're way below. They're way below what they wanted. But such is life. That's the live action Moana.
May get that Rock Cody match yet.
The people who played the voices just played themselves. So there you go. All right, let's talk about Raw. You did not like this Brock Oba Paul segment?
I need to jump on my soapbox again. I can't.
Well, thank God, because we're on a radio show.
I can't believe this company continues to do stalking angles where the heel is the one making stalking accusations and the babyface is the accused stalker who ignores restraining orders and beats people up. Like, this company has had serious stalking issues with female talent. I complained when they did the one in NXT where a babyface had a babyface geotrack a photo to track down a heel superstar in her hotel to break in and beat her up. And then in this situation, a heel is making a false accusation of stalking, and the babyface ignores the accusation and beats up police. You could have done this entire segment, never used the word stalker, never used the word restraining order, and accomplished the same thing. I can't believe they continue to do stalking angles and portray these stalkers as the baby faces. I think it's abhorrent. I think it's terrible. I think somebody needs to wake up and pay attention. I think it's just unacceptable.
Well, I won't disagree with you, but my presumption is they're far too stupid to have thought of any of that. They just came up with a silly idea to keep these guys apart. Paul claimed that Oba was stalking Brock, and so he'd gotten a restraining order. He showed up with cops. Oba Femi beat up all the cops. They later revealed that they were not real cops to explain why Oba would not be, shot. And, hey, I mean, I will say that whatever they're doing with Oba, he's the most over guy on the show. But I think that...
But Heyman could have just said he got a no-contact order from Pierce. It extends to both him, his personal security, and just have black shirt security out there, and say that because he believes Oba is so obsessed that not only is it non-contact, there is a 50 or 100-foot limit. So when Oba came out and they go, you violated it, they go to step out of the ring, Paul could shove the one security guy towards Oba. Oba beats the hell out of all the security people. And then in the back, they can just reveal where Pierce is like, I didn't have a no-contact order. Paul made it up. He's lying. How you know? His lips are moving.
You and your how you know. God. Worst catchphrase in wrestling that's somehow getting over. Reminds me of Seth's music.
Yeah.
God.
But they could have accomplished the exact same thing and not gone down the stalker route. Wasn't Liv's stalker just held not responsible for reasons of insanity?
No, he was responsible, I think.
Not criminally, because of his mental state.
Yes, but he certainly was not let off the hook. I don't like this whole angle. It's just ridiculous. On top of everything you just said, we have the whole storyline that Oba's an idiot for giving up the title shot. Paul says he's an idiot. Oba's defense is, well, if I would have taken the shot, you just would have screwed me anyway.
Which is what everybody would have expected.
Well, sure, but, are you never going to take a title shot? Because there's always someone going to try and screw you.
Well, when you end them in Hell in a Cell, it'll be done.
Right. I don't like it. But Oba's over. And to me, especially if you look at what's going on with Braun Breaker, this is an issue with every promotion. AEW is just as bad. Can we, pull the trigger on some of this stuff? Sometimes I know that they want to wait for WrestleMania to crown Oba, but, guy's over right now. He's preposterously over. I mean, we saw it years and years and years and years and years ago when Vince decided, this Lex Luger's so hot, why don't we just drag it out until Mania? Look what happened. Well, that's what's happened with Braun Breaker, and you want to risk doing the same thing with Oba Femi? Oba Femi should have won the King of the Ring, said, I want Roman Reigns, smashed Roman Reigns within an inch of his life at SummerSlam, and he's your new guy. If you want to do Brock and Oba Hell in a Cell for the title at Mania, knock yourself out. But this whole delay, It's just done too often. It's like everything now is like that. I don't like it.
Although to hold up your gimmick of bad analogies, I would think most people in hindsight think they were better off with Brett as world champion than if they pulled the trigger on Luger.
But we don't even know.
But most
You're
people...
probably right, but we don't know.
So not the best analogy,
Bro,
dude.
you know how many times... Listen, I watched the Monday Night Wars
You just
twice.
compared Oba with Lex Luger.
I did. I watched the Monday Night Wars twice, and Lex Luger, that guy has got a bum deal in history. That guy was so over, and like every time the trigger was pulled on him, they yanked the rug out. Do you guys remember in like 1997, it was like August 97 or whenever it was, that Luger on a random Nitro racked and submitted Hulk Hogan? And then, like, they gave the belt back to Hogan, like, 2 weeks later or whatever
It wasn't
was.
2 weeks. It was on the pay-per-view on Sunday. The
Yeah,
next
whatever.
Nitro, he was no longer champ.
Dude, that guy won that title, and, like, they were so ready. He was so over. And it's like, nope.
Well, add that to the list of people Hogan buried.
Same thing. I mean, that guy, whatever you want to say about Luger, he was so over when he body slammed Yokozuna on the Intrepid, and it was like, now's the chance, and they pulled the rug. They pulled the rug out from under that guy so many times, and then he gets the rep of, he just wasn't, he couldn't carry the ball. He never got it. They yanked that ball away every time. Anyway, Io and Roxanne, 75,000 people interfered repeatedly, and then Roxanne ended up getting countered into a cradle. Io pinned her, and then we had the first of like 50 heel beatdowns on this show. The heels beat down Io, they beat down Soul, they beat down everybody, left him for dead. That's one. We had a Vision segment.
And bash the hell out of poor Io's head.
Oh, yeah, they did. She got a
photos?
giant freaking lump on her head from that belt shot. The Vision did a segment where Tozawa and Otis came out. They're all sad. Maxine tells the Vision to please leave.
This was bad.
Well, I mean, it got good at the end. The fans got totally behind Otis. He runs wild after, Theory makes fun of him for never getting a woman like Maxine. But it's a ruse, and she distracts Otis. And thank God Theory and not Maxine gave Otis a low blow this week.
Didn't Otis have Mandy Rose at one point in time?
Yeah.
Just saying, throwing that out there.
They beat him down, pummeled him, left him for dead. We got another heavy heel beatdown segment, 2 in a row. And yeah, the segment, I mean, this was scheduled to go, I think, 4 minutes shorter. And like the first 1/3 of this just was like, what is going on?
The crowd was laughing at the poor babyfaces.
I know. But you know what, man? When that Otis fired up and started killing dudes, and Braun is bumping his ass off for this guy, I mean, they got into it. So that was good.
That's also a big step down for the Vision now feuding with Otis and Tozawa.
Yes, because they've dropped the ball on Braun Breaker. They decided to wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. He got one injury, and now here he is feuding with Otis Dozovich, who I like, by the way. Had a Royce Keys Jimmy Uso segment that went to a DQ when who was it? Fatu came down and attacked Keys for the DQ. And they go to kill him, but Solo makes a save, and then Solo claims he's joining the family, but it's a ruse, and he turns on the heels. The heels, once again, everyone, are you surprised? They beat down the babyfaces, but finally LA Knight comes down, and they announce, and we still have 3 more weeks of build for this match. The Usos and Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, and Royce Keys. That is a bizarre 6-man tag team pay-per-view
It's almost
match.
your random name generator.
It kind of
6-man
almost
you
is.
pitched.
It's close. It is close. We had a segment where Paul is all happy about what the Vision did, and Theory goes, I guess we're back together now. And Paul goes, Maxine was so magnificent tonight. What the hell do you need me for? And he walks off. He really wants to get away from these losers. Probably for his own health and safety, for being honest.
So here's the question for you. When Bronson Reed comes back, is he Vision or is he going to be somewhere else?
I presume that Paul is going to do something and the Vision's going to win some match because of him or something. I don't think he's leaving the Vision, but who knows? We had Bailey calling out Lyra for a promo. I didn't really get much into this. Lyra's now like a homeless person, and they got into an argument. Lyra, once again, heel beatdown. They're facing off on Saturday night's main event. And Mercedes keeps repeatedly on social media, like, teasing a match with Bailey. I don't think Bailey's leaving WWE, but it's certainly weird.
It's fun to stir speculation.
It's just weird. Like, can you imagine if, like, this was the other way around? Like, Bailey kept going on WWE social media and teasing a match with Mercedes? It would be completely bizarre. But, like, that's what they're doing. I don't get it. Speaking of, Big Cass is coming.
Mercedes is getting Bailey a raise, is what she's doing.
Big Cass. Bailey just signed a new deal.
It will not be restructured, brother.
She just signed a new deal like 2 years ago or something like that. So
they restructure some of those, and they will not be now with this.
I guess. I don't know. Then we had the gauntlet match for the Intercontinental title shot. Dom beat Joe Hendry. Match wasn't much. Javon beat Dom in a match that started picking up. And then Javon and Dragon Lee was freaking out of this world. These fans are just going wild for this match. Javon wins, and they're, like, out of their minds. Then it's Javon versus Rusev. And nobody, guys, God bless him, nobody cares about Rusev matches. Somehow Javon got people to care about this match. And then this guy fighting out of the Accolade. This place is losing their minds. And so, guys, anyone want to guess what happened? Rusev submits him with the Accolade. Javon's out. They bring in the hero, Chad Gable. And, like, nobody cared about this match after they beat Javon. They did pop for the finish. Chad pinned him. And then they bring out Ethan Page. And, like, nobody really cared about this match, except I guess there were some fans in town for the World Cup, so they kind of started singing Chad's name at the end. Chad taps him out with the ankle lock. They did pop for that. And so it's Chad and Penta for the Intercontinental title in Chad's hometown. But, like, I'm going to win a title before Javon at this rate. Back in a moment, Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. Let's do this unnecessary censorship.
Talk about your Psalms. Talk about John 3:16. Austin 3:16 says I just your ass.
That was terrible. Horrible. They weren't the Heart Foundation. They weren't the British Bulldogs, okay? They're two geeks. And this celebration these guys did.
Oh.
I mean, they're like, Sean, give me brother. Yeah.
A place like that?
You two dorks. That's what you did. Why are you so excited?
Because they're awesome.
Okay. That was better than the first one.
It picked up at the end there.
Yes.
Unnecessary censorship.
He beat him. And 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 he beat him. I'm sweating.
Time to stop.
And he beat him.
Was this edited?
And then he beat him. And he
I don't
beat
think
him.
so.
I actually wore that shirt. It just says he beat him. He beat him. He beat him all the way down. Like,
All the way down, you say?
I dropped her off at camp, and the camp counselor just looks at me. She goes, he beat him and beat him. I was like, gag gift.
Brian, would you for me again this week? It's too hot to do much.
That's true. It is too hot to do much.
I guess I just better do it because it came up for me.
I'll wait.
It won't come up again. It's pretty short, so I'll just do it. Yeah. Now I gotta find it back.
Okay.
It isn't
Dale, I'm
coming
gonna
up.
kill you. How about you just it? Okay.
Ouch.
What else we got, Vinny? I hope that Granny licks her finger to turn the page. Lick that finger.
Page
Be an
2.
unnecessary censorship coming up. Like that. Okay, let's see. Unnecessary censorship.
So Oro Ethan after the match and gets his ass just into the earth.
Vinny.
And Ethan is leaving, holding his all confident. And then Oro just comes back to life, and now he Ethan's ass.
Oro jumps him from behind.
Yep.
Then he his ass after cheap shotting the guy. Haha. That was interesting. That's quite unnecessary. Instead of suffering through the YouTube chat, click like and subscribe. So the final segment on the show was the Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins segment, where Roman Reigns thanked Seth for signing quickly and getting out of there, because last week he said, "You bored everyone half to death, and they fell asleep during your promo." I was like, that's my man. That's my man right there. They bury each other, and Seth got all fired up in his promo, and it was like going on great, and then he just had to bust into, "I'm a revolutionary," and I was like, "You're not a revolutionary, dude. What are you talking about here?" This was like going so great, and then he had to drop his catchphrase. Then they got in a brawl. Seth ended up standing tall, and hey, it was much better than Seth's boring promo last week. I'll give you that much. I'm still not. I'm not buying a ticket to Minneapolis yet. Probably not. But,
I'm guessing not, no.
Nah.
Although tickets are available.
Oh, are they ever? 21,000 and 22,000 is what we've got out right now. So, yeah. All right, everybody, we've got to wrap it up for today. Tonight, I'll be back on the Bryan and Vinny show, where we've been reviewing old NXTs, and we're going year by year. Because it's kind of interesting to see how much can change over the course of 1 year. And I believe the show that we're watching tonight is the July 13, 2016 episode of NXT, which is Shinsuke Nakamura versus Finn Balor.
Ooh.
So that's coming up here tonight, so check it out, everybody. And we're going to wrap it up for today. Thanks, Lance. We'll talk to you later on tonight. Wrestling Observer Live.